Hi, my name is Jennifer. Welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a mini unboxing. I went to the library this morning, of course I did, and they had a new display which I only noticed as I was about to leave, having picked up 7 books that I had reserved, plus my book club book, and they had a blind date with a book display, which I've never seen in the library before. So of course I had a look and I picked one up. So I thought we could unwrap this together and maybe see if we can figure out what it is. So I'll read through what's on the front, and then I have a couple of other little clues as well. So this is described as being sci-fi horror. It says unsettling, dreamlike, imaginary, wishful thinking, and the wishful thinking has a little heart there and a little like broken heart there, and it says be careful what you wish for, exclamation mark. It's a paperback. It feels relatively short. I would guess around 250 pages. So, other clues. So to check this out, I took it up to the library desk rather than use the machine, because if I used the machine, it would tell me what book this is, right? So I didn't want to be spoiled. So I went to the desk, and the librarian, when he was checking it out, scanning it in, he was like, oh, he said, you'll like this. What did he say? You'll like this. I think he said he wanted to read it. And then the librarian who was sort of sitting next to him, she looked over at the screen. She was like, oh, I think she said she'd heard good things about it or something. So that leads me to a few conclusions. I feel like if both of them immediately knew what the book was, but neither of them have read it, I'm going to say it's a relatively recent book. It's in paperback, which makes me think, is it a book that's gone straight to paperback? Was it released maybe in hardback last year? It's come out in paperback this year. It was something that they both immediately recognised, and she recognised even from like a little bit of a distance. So does it have a striking cover, or was it like, is the author's name in big writing or something like that? So yeah, so I'm trying to think of what it could be. Now I do read quite a lot of horror. I'm not sure if I read that much sci-fi horror, and it's throwing me a little bit. So let's see. The way it says wishful thinking and be careful what you wish for, plot-wise, is making me think it's going to be something a bit Frankenstein-y, where someone is like really wanting something, imagine something, maybe something comes to life and then it all goes wrong. So that's what I'm sort of thinking. But in terms of author-wise, I'm kind of struggling to think of anything that would really fit. Like I was thinking maybe something like Samantha Schweblin, like Little Eyes. I'm not sure that really fits the dreamlike though. Horror authors, who else do we know? I mean, I thought Ian Reid for the sort of unsettling, maybe even dreamlike, maybe even the sci-fi thing. But Ian Reid, like I feel like he hasn't got anything current enough to sort of fit the bill. But something like Foe would potentially fit the bill. Something like Monstrilio, but doesn't really fit the dreamlike thing, and that is too long. And I know the library does not have a copy of Monstrilio because I got it out of another library when I read it. So yeah, so I have a kind of a guess, which is based on the fact that there was a book I saw in one of the displays, I think it was a new release display last time I was there, which was like maybe a couple of weeks ago, and it wasn't there today. And it could be, I don't really know much about the plot, but it's called, I think it's called Eat the Ones You Love. I think I did check the author. I think it's Sarah Marie Gilbert maybe. And the front cover, it's like a black front cover, and it's got like a Venus flytrap with like eyes in it. I don't know the plot, but the fact that that was there and now it's not there, and I think it's a relatively new release, makes me think it could be that. Could it be something like a Stephen King? Like, what's he had out recently? I think he did have, was there a novella out? Life of Chuck, when was that out? But this feels too long for a novella. Should we just go in and have a look? But do let me know if you have any guesses as to what this is, and we shall see. I've read this book. Okay, yeah. I mean, I really liked it. It's The Seep by Charna Porter. And I really like this cover. I read this a couple of years ago. So let's see. So to be fair, it's not as... I think I was expecting it to be a bit more of a widely known book than I think this is, just by how the librarians talked about it. So it was published in 2020, 2021 for the paperback. Let me remind myself. Yeah, I did like this. Let me remind myself what it was about. So I just had to read the blurb to remind myself what it was about, which is no reflection on the book. I have a terrible memory. Yeah, and this is weird. So if you do like weird horror, then I would recommend this one. So it's about a couple called Trina and Deba, who are living in the wake of an invasion by something called the Seep, which is some sort of alien entity which has taken over the world, basically changed everything, broken down society. And then at one point, Deba starts to want to be reborn as a baby. I remember that being a weird aspect of it. But yes, I would recommend this if you like weird horror. I'm not going to reread it because I only read it a couple of years ago, and it can go back to the library next time I'm there. But that was still a lot of fun, and I did say when I checked it out, I was like, this is a really good idea. This is a really good idea. So I hope that they keep doing this, and I can keep getting books, and maybe at one point I'll get one I haven't read before. So let me know what your guesses were. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you again very soon. Bye.